KGW News at 5 o'clock. Some people in Oregon and Washington are losing their jobs after refusing to get the COVID vaccine by this week's deadline. Some emergency agencies were nervous they wouldn't be able to provide critical services if they lost too many people. But as Galen Etlin reports, one fire department in Oregon is unexpectedly gaining new help.
It takes courage to run into the fire.
I feel like I can give back to the community.
Cade Wilkins is one of the newest volunteers at the Warrenton Fire Department.
Just started a couple weeks ago.
He's a teacher and coach at the high school, and after last year's wildfires, helping fire crews felt like a calling.
I feel like I have the ability to help out in any way that I can.
He's one of 5 new recruits, an unexpected windfall for Warrenton.
We actually ended up having people step forward, hearing about the crisis looming.
Mayor Henry Balanceford joined several other small-town mayors expressing concern to Governor Kate Brown about this week's COVID vaccine mandate.
You know, anytime you see somebody who doesn't have to be there, get told they have to do something, their hair gets up a little bit. I don't blame them for that.
One volunteer firefighter received a medical exemption, and one other was let go for not getting the vaccine. But the mayor says all other members of the department spoke with their doctors and got vaccinated.
And a lot of people put aside their personal beliefs and got the shot because once again, they're putting service above themselves.
And in just the last few weeks, 5 more volunteers have joined. 3 were already certified medics.
It's heartening to see the volunteer spirit of rural America, of rural Oregon, to once again step in and say, call on me.
Mayor Balanceford says other small towns are not as lucky, but hopes this unexpected turn of events inspires others too.
We'll sign you right up.
This wasn't just something that I woke up one day and decided I wanted to do.
For Cade Wilkins, it wasn't really ever about the vaccine.
There was a lot of thought that went into this.
The vaccine was simply a step to join the ranks.
We're all down here and we all want to help out one another, and we're all just trying to do the best that we can.
Courage to step into the fire to protect Warrenton from emergency. Galen Etlin, KGW News.
The numbers are out, and it's clear there will be fewer officers on patrol in Washington and Oregon. Remember, yesterday was the deadline in both states to show proof of full vaccination, have an exemption, or in most cases be fired. In Washington, WSP reports 127 employees were let go because they did not comply. 53 were civil servants and 74 were commissioned officers.
We already missed these folks. These were friends and colleagues. In one case, it was a cadet who had just been with us for a few months to a captain who had been with us for decades.
Oregon State Police just released information about its force. They show 78% of staff under the mandate are fully vaccinated. 7% requested exemptions that are still under review. 11 OSP members are on leave while they work to comply, and 4, including 2 sworn officers, resigned over the mandate. A home ransacked and a car stolen. Most people thankfully won't deal with that in a lifetime, but one Portland woman experienced both in one day. Now the community's coming together to help her pick up the pieces. Mike Benner reports.
The Marquis Piedmont Assisted Living Facility in Northeast Portland isn't short on amazing essential workers. Administrator Brittany Spray will be the first to tell you there are plenty of them, including Loida Marr, who joined the team just 9 months ago.
She's one of those coworkers that comes in and she's just a bright light. Everyone loves working with her, and the residents absolutely adore her.
It makes what happened to the 43-year-old single mother all the more troubling.
She was sad, she was angry, she was frustrated, she was all of it.
With the help of a translator, Loida tells us about her world turning upside down last week. She says she was eating with a friend at this Southeast Portland Denny's when somebody broke into her friend's car in the parking lot. Loida's backpack was stolen. Remembering that inside there was some mail with her address on it, Loida made a beeline for her house, only to find it had been ransacked.
They took stuff like rings, they tried to take her TV, but they couldn't dismantle it. They took her bag, they took clothes, they took a tablet, they took shoes, anything really.
Loida says they even took her car. It was found days later, but as you can see, it had been stripped down to almost nothing.
porque la gente.
She's sad and really surprised that there's people that are so mean and so heartless that they could do that to somebody, especially if they don't know their situation, like how hard they work for the thing.
Loida's co-workers at the assisted living facility know her situation and know how hard she works, and their hearts break for her.
People need to, be vigilant, watch out, keep your belongings close. I do think that these people had a very targeted plan, and that's really disheartening to see.
Brittany has launched a GoFundMe campaign to help Loida get back on her feet. You can find a link to it on our website, kgw.com. Reporting in Northeast Portland, I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
I sure hope she gets a lot of help. Some neighbors near Laurelhurst Park in Southeast Portland are concerned homeless campers are moving back in, and their frustration grew after a disturbing report over the weekend. Someone reported on the site next door a young girl had apparently been poked by a used hypodermic needle on the soccer field. KGW has not been able to independently verify the incident. Neighborhood Safety Chair, though, TJ Browning, is furious after reading about the incident.
You can't actually air my initial reaction. I'm extremely angry and extremely frustrated.
In late July, the city of Portland broke up a major homeless camp near that soccer field and moved out 70 people. But now a half dozen tents have returned. We wanted to ask City Commissioner Dan Ryan about the situation today, but his office said he had no time for on-camera interviews for today or the rest of the week. It was 5 years ago today, a ruptured gas line exploded at Northwest 23rd Avenue in Gleason. Multiple people were injured and a building was destroyed. Devin Haskins is live at that intersection tonight to show us how the explosion changed the area. Devin?
Yeah, Laurel, the explosion happened and took out that building right there, the one you see in gray. The building right next to it, severely damaged, had to be taken down to the steel frame and rebuilt. It also blew out plenty of the windows in the other buildings here at this area at Northwest 23rd and Gleason. It was 5 years ago, just after 9:30 in the morning, that the explosion happened. A construction crew ruptured a natural gas line. Firefighters immediately responded and told everyone they could find to get out immediately. 8 people were injured, including 5 first responders. Today, the block is back to what it once was, but the businesses aren't the same. Some have moved away completely and have been replaced with new ones. It's taken years of construction to even get here.
Seeing that completed and having new businesses come in and fill, that's awesome for the street and this area. The more businesses down here, the better.
Now, there are still 6 lawsuits pending as a result of the explosion. 4 of those are for personal injury. Talked to the lawyer representing 2 of those cases. They're seeking more than $11 million in damages. Back to you.
Thank you, Devin. School districts all over are experiencing staffing shortages. But in Portland, a new multi-million-dollar grant is expected to help the district not only hire and retain more school leaders, but make sure they're diverse. Christine Pitawanich has the story.
We're all chipping in.
Right now at Portland Public Schools and other districts, staffing shortages means it's all hands on deck. Even Superintendent Guadalupe Guerrero is stepping in to help.
So if that means the superintendent should fill in and cover kindergarten lunch duty, that's what I'm going to do.
While the staffing shortage has been an issue for years, uncertainty in a pandemic has made it worse.
You're seeing today critical staff shortages. And that's especially true with teachers in particular areas, but it's especially acute with school leaders. Typically every spring would have some level of a candidate pool, but we're finding that pool is getting increasingly shallow.
But $8.2 million in grant money from the Wallace Foundation is expected to help in more ways than one. The grant will help develop a principal pipeline or on-ramp that'll develop and nurture aspiring administrators. It'll also mean more mentorship and coaching. And a big part of the plan is to make sure candidates are diverse, with a commitment to racial equity and social justice.
You need leaders who not only can operate and manage a school building along with their faculty, but that they're also prepared to ask some critical questions. It's also important that our students and our school communities see a diversity in our educators and in our school principals that's reflective of the demographic of our students. I don't think it's okay for a student of color to go through their pre-K-12 experience and never see an educator or leader who looks like them.
The grant money will also help Portland Public work with local universities to build up the candidate pool with the goal of developing more leaders of color. Portland Public was one of just 8 school districts across the country to receive the grant. Christine Petawanich, KGW News.